Folks, it's right after 7 p.m. and I hereby declare the Dickson County Planning Commission meeting for 8th of January 2026 to be in order. I guess in lieu of lining anybody up, I'll lead us in a very brief devotion and we'll get started. Father of righteousness, we're thankful we could be here this evening to conduct the business of this county. We pray we'll do so in a way that's in accordance with our principles lined out for us that we know. We pray that we will do things that will make the county better and stronger, and we pray that all the people who work for the county will be safe and protected with a fence of protection from thee. And we ask these things in your mighty and powerful name. Amen. Mr. Hayes, could you call the roll?
Todd Berry. Here. Keith Berry.
Here.
Aaron Green.
Here.
Todd Lindsay.
Here.
Robert Walls.
Here.
Tommy Brown.
Here.
Jeff Chase.
Here.
Randy Range. Here. Paul Morgan. Amanda Berry.
Here.
Patrick Reagan.
Here.
Mitchell Hart.
Thank you for that, Mr. Hayes. Has anyone signed up to make public comments before the formal part of the meeting begins?
No, sir.
Well, then we'll dispense with that and we'll move on to the agenda items.
Mr. Chairman, one thing.
Yes, sir.
Item number 1 is not a preliminary plat. It is a site plan.
Okay, I'll correct that here in my notes and hope everybody else will too. All right, site plan in item number 1. Now, has everyone had a chance, since we just got it, to see the staff comments on this agenda item?
Mr. Chairman, we need to approve minutes.
Oh, let's do it, yeah. Has everyone seen the minutes of the meeting from last month? Does anyone have any questions, additions, deletions, or anything else about the minutes of December 11th meeting? Chair will entertain a motion the minutes of December 11th, 2025 be approved. Todd has moved for approval. Who seconds that? Okay, Mr. Reagan, you'll second that. Those in favor of approving the minutes of December the 11th state aye. Aye. Those opposed state no. The opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted to approve the minutes. And now we'll move on to item number 1, which is, as we pointed out, the site plan for Nashville Getaway RV and Campground. Tax map 139, parcel 30.07, 9.20 acres, Highway 48 south in Dickson, Tennessee, zone currently C2 general commercial. Mr. Hayes.
This is the site plan for the Nashville Getaway RV and Campground. This body approved the rezoning of the property on June 12th of 2025, and then proceeded to the County Commission for public hearing on July the 21st of 2025, and a final reading on August 18th of 2025, in which it was approved. And it was approved by the BCA Board of Zoning Appeals for a special exception on October 7th. Of 2025.
Thank you, sir. All right, board, let's talk about what we think about this. Does anybody have any particular questions, objections, or anything regarding this? I think I spotted 3 very minor errors in the boilerplate language on here. Mr. Chase, you look like you have something to share with me.
Yeah, I was just going to say I've sort of been keeping an eye on this since it first came before this body, and I went down there today, and I mean, it's definitely a good place. I think it's a good fit for the area to have this kind of a thing down there. The only thing I worry about is some sort of traffic control, either reducing the speed limit there or something else, because pulling a 38-foot rig, pulling a Jeep is going to be a mess with cars coming south on 48.
Have to install a turning lane there.
Turning lane out? or in? Out of it?
It is a turning lane.
In.
Okay, yeah, because that's one of my major concerns there. Other than that, the only other thing I worry about, and you guys have done the planning, so I'm sure, hopefully it's okay, is it looked a little tight based on the site plan itself in terms of how things were laid out, but that was just simply because of the plat that we're looking at, the plans that we're looking at, I think. In my mind, it looked like, is that really going to be easy inside there for people to move around the way they need to be moving around with a big rig? That was my only concern.
It seems to me like if everybody there has a 42-footer, it's going to be a problem, but if most of them are something smaller, it's going to be fine. But no, and Mr. Chase, you did look at the traffic study.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that didn't cause you any more concerns other than just what you're thinking about from having seen the place?
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions, comments? Yes, sir, Mr. Green, please go ahead.
I looked at these plans. I see that we got manholes, sewer, and all that stuff, but in that area, there's no sewer. And I talked to the state guy. He said he haven't seen no paperwork records of anything on this site. So I guess that's the only concern I got was where all the sewer's going to go with this many campers, you know.
Perfect. For the record, I'm Jared Gray, Civil Design Consultants. We're the engineers of record here. In regards, it is a private sewer system that goes to a septic tank. Okay, we show a septic tank on the property. Now, you have manholes and pipes and things like that because all the system is obviously interconnected to get to the septic tank. It is appropriately sized for our anticipated volume. Obviously, we have notes, though it is not under the jurisdiction of the Water Authority of Dickson County. We are, we have worked with them in regards to making sure that everything that we are speccing out still meets their criteria. Again, they do not have anything to do jurisdictionally over it, but we are coordinating with them as well. We will be submitting to the state upon approval. We have to have site plan approval in order to move forward with our design plans, but there will be the actual sewer design itself that is shown on the plans that you have will be then formally submitted to the state for their review and approval. In regards to the turning radiuses that we are showing on these plans mimic the turning radiuses that are, I would say, industry standard from numerous resorts, some large commercial resorts. Now, in my experience, having done many RV parks, I could give 200-foot radiuses on here. We're still going to have that individual that tries to cut through the grass. I mean, it doesn't matter how wide you make them, you're going to have that occasionally. But we do show what I would consider the industry standard. And these spaces are not completely just jam-packed. We actually do have some green areas in between each one, et cetera, largely due to the radius is coming out, and you can see that on those particular plans.
Just a quick question regarding the leach field and the required size
Yes.
for this system. Do you know that right offhand?
It is sized for, we have an A and a B area shown on the plans. Those are sized for the size of the tank that we have called for, which is based upon the capacity that is, again, industry standard. I believe we're at, I want to say 180 SFUs, single family unit equivalents. They don't use quite as much per individual pad at full build out as what a home would, but there is a number that we have utilized that is the state criteria.
And I assume the property's perked.
I'm sorry?
You've gone through perk testing?
Oh, absolutely, has to be.
Yeah.
Did everybody see that the size tank that was called for was 5,000 gallons?
It's a 5,000 gallon tank.
That was my first concern when I saw this until
Yeah.
I read enough to see that was what it said, and then I kind of relaxed about that issue.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Gray, only comments I got are very minor. There's a couple, in fact, there's a total of 3 references in here to Metro where it should say us. But hey,
My
I know
apologies,
you're
we'll change
used to
it.
working in Nashville. And I can even show you where they are, but none of them are deal killers to me.
Okay.
I was telling my wife before I came over here, I said, if I had to redraw it, take a Leroy set and a drafting board and redraw the whole thing myself, I wouldn't know if I corrected on myself. So
No, we'll get
I
that.
don't think that's how this was done in 2026, but you may have done, I don't know if you've done it long enough to know what I'm talking about.
I did. I had to take mechanical drafting in college, and my first plans back in 1990 were on the board with a Leroy.
I believe that, and I appreciate. Does anybody else have any more questions about this? Because it just seems to have been done really well to me. It's got a good traffic study and a good. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Mr.
I've just some information, if you don't mind. Just I'm curious. You've obviously done this before. It's not your first RV park. The life of this septic system. What do you see, and typically in the ones that you've done?
Typically, new septic fields are still in operation that were done in 1999 in the original area. The state of Tennessee requires you to have both the area that you are going to use and a separate area, both approved and tested.
Okay, so you have a secondary.
That is
okay,
a secondary
that was my
area,
next
so that inevitably, to answer your question directly, they say between 30 and 50 years. I'm sorry? Per drain field. And so once, inevitably they will eventually clog. It'll probably be after I'm dead.
Yeah.
But once that one clogs, you move to the secondary area, and those are all shown on the grid plans that are submitted to the state and approved by the state, and we keep everybody off of them during construction. That's the first thing that they'll do is fence that area off.
Does anybody have any further questions about this project? Does anybody have a motion they'd wish to make at this time?
Yes, this is my area. I think it's going to fit very nicely there. I only have a concern about getting on I-40, but that's with all tractors, semis, and everything, because that's a nightmare right through there. But I motion to approve this plan.
Okay, got a valid motion from Tina to approve the site plan for Nashville Getaway RV and Campground. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Todd, so I see several people seconded.
Take your pick.
All right. Well, I'm going to call for the question. Those in favor of approval of the site plan of Nashville Getaway RV and Campground, state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed to that approval state nay. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion to accept this site plan for Nashville Getaway RV and Campgrounds is entered into the record.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Let's move on to item number 2 on the agenda, which is a rezoning request for Trent Smith and Ilya Jefferson Smith. Is that correct? Okay. This is tax map 109, parcel 032.00, 2.2 acres on the Eno Road, Dickson, A1 agriculture, R3 residential. And again, we are in the 2nd district, so anything you have to tell us about this, Mr. Hayes, that we don't already know from reading it?
No, it's just for the construction of 10 new townhomes from A1 to R3.
Well, certainly had to do that to build 10 new townhomes. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this move? If there's not any discussion, then the chair would ask for a motion. Does anyone have a motion regarding the rezoning request for Trent Smith and Ilya Jefferson Smith of this parcel?
This is also my zone.
Yes, ma'am, it's you.
And considering all the other houses that are currently on Eno, I will go ahead and motion to approve this rezoning request.
Have a valid motion, Tina, to approve this rezoning application. Is there a second? Have a second from Mr. Reagan. No, it's our procedure on a rezoning to always do a roll call and get everybody's vote recorded. So I would say, Mr. Hayes, if you call the roll, we'll vote.
Todd Berry,
Yes.
Tina Ferris,
Yes.
Darren Green. Yes. Todd Lindsay,
No.
Robert Qualls,
Yes?
Tommy Brown,
Yes.
Jeff Chase,
Yes.
Randy Ramey. Yes. Amanda Berry,
Yes.
Patrick Reagan.
Yes.
Is 10 in favor, 1 opposed, and let the record reflect that this was approved by a margin of 10 to 1. The third item on the agenda is a rezoning request for Raul Coluni Iniesta. That's on tax map 136, parcel 028.18, 19,400 square feet, 2652 Highway 46 South, Dickson, Tennessee, from A1 Agriculture to C2 General Commercial, 7th District. Mr. Hayes.
The rezoning request from A1 to C2 is on a small parcel in between two other parcels that the applicant has purchased that is already C2. And we had that, Ms. Harrington had that, I mean, it's a small, it's like 10,000 square feet of property that's in between other C2 commercial lots. And the guy's purchasing the surrounding and he wants to combine it all to make this one lot commercial as well.
I think this is almost 20,000 square feet, but it's not out of character with that area at all. In fact, it's sort of right in character. It's just sort of been left as agriculture when everything around it was rezoned to commercial a long time ago. Everybody pretty much knows what we're talking about, right? Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments or problems with this? Because it seems pretty routine to me, so.
Mr. Hayes, he's operating currently a business out there?
I don't think he's moved there yet.
Okay.
It's my understanding that it's the Burns Garden Center
Okay.
that's going to move.
They're going to move out there.
He's going to move off of 47 and out there.
Okay.
Okay.
Honestly, probably a better area.
More like the surrounding use than where he is now. that's
This
for
is
sure.
right beside the Middle Tennessee lumber.
Yeah, this is a
Bill.
lot better area for what at the scale he's doing it at now. It's probably a better place for it. And that, again, just an opinion. Doesn't mean anything other than I think it'd be a good thing. Do we have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Amanda Berry has moved that the rezoning request for tax map 136, parcel 028.18, 2650 Highway 46 South be approved. Is there a second? Okay, Mr. Brown, several people seem to be comfortable with this. Once again, this is a rezoning request to go on to the county commission, so our procedure is a roll call vote on this. So, Mr. Hayes, if you would again.
Todd Berry,
Yes.
Tina Ferris,
Yes.
Darren Green.
Yes.
Todd Lindsay,
Yes.
Robert Qualls, Tommy Brown.
Yes.
Jeff Chase,
Yes.
Randy Ramey. Yes. Amanda Berry,
Yes.
Patrick Reagan,
Yes.
Mitchell Harden.
Yes.
It's a unanimous.
Okay, unanimous motion to approve rezoning of tax map 136, parcel 028.18 from A1 to C2. All right, the fourth agenda item is a public hearing amendment to the Dickson County Growth Plan and Planned Growth Area, and we'll proceed to that at this time. Counselor, do you have a presentation for us on this?
I'll try to be brief, but yes, I do want.
Well, we want you to make that presentation then, sir.
I didn't get to connect my computer to the TV, so I'm going to pass out my presentation if y'all wouldn't mind passing that down. You did have in your packet the Dickson County Planned Growth Area Amendment Map. So that's kind of the basis for this, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what the growth plan is, what does it mean. Apparently it was a lot more interesting at the Charlotte Planning Commission tonight on their growth plan, about 40 or 50 people there, and we have one who's a member of our county commission. So not a large public contingency here tonight, but I do want to provide you with this information because you may start to get some questions as members of the planning commission, so I want you to have this information. So I'm going to read through this and provide context, but what is a growth plan? Every county has one. The growth plan determines where and how municipalities can annex new territory and where the planned growth area of the county is located. We already have one. It's from the 2000s. We went through a couple of amendments. The state legislature, the General Assembly, mandated growth plans. I think it was a law passed in 1999, 2000. To indicate where can you annex to, and this kind of goes with, you go back far enough in time, cities used to annex by ordinance as they saw fit. That law was changed kind of in conjunction with the growth plan, and I'll get to that in a minute, but we're dealing with 4 different areas in the county. You have all your cities, that's within their jurisdiction, right? Then you have your urban growth boundaries. Every city has one. All the cities in the county have one right now. We are looking at, all the mayors have been getting together, and now it's going to the planning commissions, holding public hearings, going to the governing body, and it's going to make its way to the coordinating committee, which I'll talk about more in a minute. But everybody's got their growth plan, and what that means is that's where cities can annex. That's the main purpose. Where do we see potential growth or need for planning for that growth, infrastructure, schools, utilities, over the next quarter century? These are large planning documents. This is not to say this entire area is about to get annexed. In fact, in Tennessee now, you can only get annexed if you request to be annexed. And it has to be done in a sequential manner. Now, counties don't annex, so you don't have to get into that in your discussions, but the city of Dickson, White Bluff, Burns, Charlotte, they can grow their natural boundaries by annexing territory in a domino effect. I guess I already talked about this on this page, but annexation can only occur under state law at the request of the owner. Policy discourages leapfrog, non-contiguous annexations. There's a few exceptions in the statute. The applicant, have to own all of the property, and it could technically annex further out. It's strange. We don't have that happen often, but it's supposed to be in a domino effect. And a parcel in an urban growth boundary is not in that municipality. That's a misconception we deal with common. It's still in the county. If you're in the UGB and you have not been annexed, you are under county law or zoning. You pay county taxes. You do not pay city taxes. You're not under city law. How the growth plan will be updated. Well, the coordinating committee is the statutory body that receives these sections of the growth plan from each of the jurisdictions, puts it together as a puzzle, and sends it back down. The coordinating committee for our county will have 14 members. It's the mayor of every jurisdiction, 2 representatives from the county, 2 from the largest municipality, that'd be the city of Dickson, school board, Chamber of Commerce, et cetera. But they'll meet and look at what every jurisdiction has submitted and piece it together like a puzzle. Right now, this is the very beginning of the county process. In a moment, I'm going to ask the chairman to open up for a public hearing in which anybody from the public can express their thoughts on this subject. And there will be another public hearing at the County Commission in February in which the County Commission will take up a resolution to send some version of the map that was in your packet to the coordinating committee. I'll note just one of the reasons we're going through this process is our old maps, and it's starting to be a little bit of an issue, are, for lack of a better term, crayon on paper. Most parcels on the edges of either the growth boundary or the PGA, it goes through the parcel. Half the parcel's in, half the parcel's not, because they didn't have GIS mapping to the degree we do now. So one thing we are getting, regardless of what happens in this entire process, is full GIS mapping for the county that we will be able to access. I was just talking to Ms. Harrington, who is playing with it. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but you'll be able to log in to a website or just go to a website and play around and see which parcel's in which jurisdiction and know exactly where that is. It's going to be a really big tool for all the county in terms of being able to plan and go forward from there. So just kind of going through the slides a little bit more, we're going to establish the coordinating committee. They'll meet after every jurisdiction sends their growth area up. So the county's, again, sending up our PGA. That'll be voted on by the county commission. Every city who's participating will be sending up their proposed changes, amendments, edits to their urban growth boundary, and you bring them all together and puzzle it together. I will note they have not voted. We have been told that Van Leer and Sladen are not going to participate, so their urban growth boundaries stay the same. They're not in the process, but Charlotte, White Bluff, Burns, City of Dickson, and the county are participating in the process. So that's generally what this is, and I'll kind of go through the map with you briefly. You can see the color coding, the areas that are unchanged. You know, most of the southern half of the county outside of UGBs was county PGA. Some of those areas are going to be given up by the county, more appropriate for cities to perhaps put their UGBs in those areas. There's some swapping that went on. You can see the blue areas are where the county PGA was given up, and then the pink or salmon areas kind of along major corridors is where we're adding some county planned growth areas. And things that are not colored in, that's the rural part of the county, and that's for the most part staying intact as is. But that's where we are in the process. There's 2 public hearings. One's going to be in a moment. Another one will be in February, and then there'll be 2 meetings of the coordinating committee to put the maps all together, and then it'll come back down to each of the jurisdictions to adopt the completed puzzle. Like, again, right now you're just sending up your map for your jurisdiction, and in April, May, somewhere in there, all the jurisdictions will vote on the whole map, and then that goes at the very end of the process to LGPAC, an agency of the state, to ratify the growth plan. So, having said all that, are there any questions, comments from this body? And we're going to, I know, get into the agenda item, but while I'm up here, does anybody have any questions?
I guess I have one.
Yes,
What
Mr.
is
Chairman.
what is that little item right at the southern border of the county, and that place there in kind of sort of toward the southwest corner, that one little track there that's coming out of the Dickson UGB? What's the thought?
That was a split.
Okay, so
It's cleanup.
Avoid a split. Okay.
You know, a lot of the edits, not all, but a lot of the edits that we went through over the past couple of months was with that split and looking at parcels. What roads are they actually accessing? Oh, you're on this side, maybe you need to be in Burns. Oh, you're on this side, maybe you need to be in the City of Dixon's UGB.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want someone who's accessing a road in one jurisdiction, and that's where they're getting the driveway permit and everything, have to deal with
Another.
different jurisdiction on a building permit or development plans or what have you. So it's trying to make a little bit more sense of what area is there. But again, if you're in the UGB unannexed, you're just in the county. I mean, there's really no difference. There's no difference in taxes or anything. It just means you now have and continue to have the option to ask to be annexed if you're on the border of that city. If you're 10 parcels away, you got to wait for those 10 parcels to get annexed first before you can ask. You know, I know the city of Burns has had several annexations recently, but they're doing it in a domino effect. You got to have that person ask, and it can take a while to get through any area, and I think it's designed that way. But again, the biggest component to all of this allows us, and I say us collectively, the county, the cities, the planners, everybody to look, where could growth be? And where should that growth be? And you see the north part of the county kind of staying mostly the way it is, and see some swapping between county planned growth areas, city UGBs, and again, every jurisdiction is going to go through this process and send up what they think their area needs to look like.
Does anybody on the commission have any comments about this or any questions about it?
Well, with that, Mr. Chairman, statutorily, I need you to open up a public
I was
hearing.
going to say, I think what I need to do is declare that the public hearing on this issue of urban growth boundaries is now open, and all persons who are going to comment upon it need to do so. Commissioner, do you have anything to tell us? You're the only member of the public here for the purposes of this meeting, I think.
Just here to observe.
Well, I hope you don't have any problem with what we're doing, because I'm about to close the public hearing on it. This was duly published, folks. Either people trust us a whole lot or they don't read the paper, because when I pulled up here tonight, I was about half scared. I was afraid this crowd was all here for us. I was happy to find out they were here for Charlotte instead. I'll let them worry about it. I hereby declare the public hearing on the urban growth boundary planned growth areas for the municipalities of Dickson County to be closed.
So, Mr. Chairman, on this, there's always call me, Curtis, or anybody between now and the county commission meeting if you have additional thoughts. I also have, on your way out, I have the completed puzzle, if you want to take a look at it, as it exists right now from every jurisdiction. Again, every jurisdiction is going through this process. You could see some slight changes, so it's very much so in draft form, but I want you just to have that so you can see how what's going up to the county commission as our piece of the puzzle interacts with the rest, just so you have it. But there's no action that's required, and that's all we have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, before we adjourn, is any comments or things that need to be put out for the good of the Planning Commission, or any comments that anybody feels motivated or called to make? Because if not, I'm going to ask for a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
I guess I need to ask one thing, just for clarification.
All right.
The last document in your packet is a zoning resolution amendment.
Oh.
That may have gotten folded into number 4, and I think we're just going to have to move it to next month, because it does need to be on the
Agenda.
unless Mr. Chairman thinks otherwise, but it wasn't in the packet.
Okay, well,
I'm happy to talk about these non-residential character and development.
oh, that's right, yes.
You would need unanimous consent of the body to
I was going to ask,
bump it to next month.
Counselor, if you'd like me to try to get this approved by unanimous consent, I'll do it, and we'll address this tonight. Is there any objection to entering this item onto the tail end of the agenda that wasn't on, that we saw the document for it, but it wasn't on the pre-printed agenda? Any objection at all? Because it has to be unanimous consent. I do not hear any consent.
Well, I'm a little confused on what, is it this that we're talking about that was added? Okay.
Now, Tina, do you have a problem with this? Because we'll put it next month if you do. If you don't, we'll do it tonight.
I would like to see it moved to next month.
All righty, then there is no unanimous consent, and that'll be heard as part of the agenda of next month. Yes, sir.
If I may, just
No.
since you have it and you're going to study it, feel free to call. These are non-residential character and development standards. There are laws that limit what counties can do versus cities on
Yes.
how non-residential buildings can look. This is a draft on putting together some of those standards as a zoning resolution amendment. So this will go up to county commission, look at it, study it. I think this may take more than one meeting to get through, because while it is only 2 pages, it is a pretty significant change to how commercial buildings are built in the county. So definitely look at it, talk to Curtis, Amanda, or myself. We could walk you through parts of it, but I would like to have a discussion at the next meeting.
Mr. Mills, this is commercial structures only, correct?
Non-residential.
Non-residential.
Industrial, commercial, anything that's non-residential.
M1.
Okay, so workshops at homes also would fall under
Well, if
these.
it's an accessory structure to a residential building, it's going to fall under this.
Okay.
And if that's something we need to make sure is very clear, again, that's part of what I think the discussion will be.
I think most of you all are familiar with this, just in case anybody's accessed to the commission since we talked about this. You know, counties are creatures, we're instruments of the state. The state can very, very strictly say what a county is authorized to legislate or to do, whereas the charter gives a city considerably more freedom in that area than we have. Just because they do something in the city, it may or may not be something we can do to match it in the county if we want to. So this is, I'm surprised that they're giving us this much leeway on this area, to tell you the truth. I don't know if you've paid attention to the state legislature the last 10 years, but there's been a growing number of things that the state has forbidden any county to do. And I hope that'll calm down, or at some point we won't even need to do this anymore. But that's what this is about, is that they're not going to let any county, and it's a good thing up to a point, they're not going to let any county that's got somebody say, well, I think every foundation ought to be purple. You're not going to get that. It doesn't matter how bad you want it. And to me, that's a good thing. But anyway, at this point, I will entertain a motion that we adjourn till the next meeting, which is the 12th of February of 2025. Mr. Brown moves. Who seconds?
Second.
Mr. Berry seconds. Those in favor say aye. We're adjourned.
We'll put the maps right here.
Yeah, I want that.